Well, it is done. I'm not sure how I like this layout, to be quite honest. I like the narrow gauge side, not as much on the standard gauge, but I'll get into that in a minute. I'll just go ahead and start off on the narrow gauge side of this layout, as that was the main reason I built this layout, and it would be kind of weird if I had it all standard gauge, to be quite honest, the way that I have it laid out. So this is kind of like the sheds area for the narrow gauge engines. I know there's no sheds there, but you know, that's where it would be. There's just a random little shed there, or it's a covered bridge, but I always use it as a shed. Barrel loader there, Duke with some coaches. It's Annie and Clarabelle, but I have no other coaches. Proteus there, a little shunting yard that's more like that little area there and there is more like a shunting yard and China clay and stuff like that. Soto Railroad Repair is on the narrow gauge railway. I know he's not supposed to, but I felt like I had to put something there, so I threw him on there. So the narrow gauge railway comes across like this to this three-way shed. Whoa, what is with that lighting? Get better over here. Okay, well, there is Sir Handel and Rusty in there. I can take this off. Then there's that. I don't know. It was by Play School. I don't even know where I got it. Just kind of showed up one day. And I was like, okay, I don't remember this, but alrighty. Scarloey there with the grain card. Grain silo. Peter Sam there going to take a wash. Duncan, this was more of like the incline. I know it's not like perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I thought I could use this Henry's Tunnel as that way, because the way that I visioned the layout, or at least had thought of it, there was no possible way that I could use it unless I did it this way. Then here's Proteus with the gold cars. I thought, since Proteus is kind of like a mythical engine, or like Lost, I figured maybe give him the gold cars just because. Then they've got a little coal and water station here, and it wraps around back here to where this would be like a giant station if I had the room for it. If I wasn't restricted to the ping pong table, I think this would be a lot better. And then I'll start with the standard gauge now, which was over here. We'll start with Percy. Now the the standard gauge has one loop that starts by Daisy, comes through the shed there, wraps around here like this, has a little siding, and then wraps right back up. So that's really all there is to it on this side of the track. Come up here. Obviously Daisy was there. Come back here. And then this is just, I really didn't think too much about the standard gauge, because I wanted to focus all of my energy on narrow gauge. But I like how it turned out, but I don't. The bridges are actually symmetrical except for like the curves here. But from this point over, which is just the lifting bridge, I think that's the 6-inch straight, and the bay bridges are symmetrical. Then I always have diesels somewhere lined up, and we come over to here, and it looks like Lady is in a bit of a bind here, but I'm sure she'll get herself out of that somehow. Gordon with the Express. Donald Douglas there with tankers. We have the three ducks again pulling the milk. I don't know. Yep. Don't ask why I do that. I just do. Coldy there with Henry. I know Coldy's mountain engine, but you know how it is. I like Coldy, and it's my railway. Fire station crew there. There's Flora with her coach. Then we've got Fred with the coal station car, which I don't have the load for it, which I wish I did. There is Edward there with the limited edition coaches, and Thomas there with Annie and Clarabelle. We'll wrap around here. Then there's the sheds there, looking kind of empty, but kind of full. Arthur with aquarium cars here. There's Wilbur. I don't know if I said he was over there, but he's there. Yeah, Stepney. Like I said, there's not much to this layout besides it being two different gauges, really. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Because it took a while to make this layout, but it also, I don't know if I like it. I might reattempt this at a different date, but I just can't get myself to like it. But I like it. I don't know. It's a love-hate relationship with this layout. I can assure you that.